EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. First carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go play action with Willis. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. On 3rd down, here's Williams. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
All ready? Hey, computer. Striker, 3-3.
A first down carry by Elliott. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
38.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Lance. This is caught by Evans. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Lance. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mike Evans. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Take it in at the 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Willis now off of play action. He's going to rifle one deep left side. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tariq Carpenter. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Throwing on second and long. Lance. Oh, he brings it in off the deflection. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. A nice job of bringing that in, but why was he so close to the sideline there? They had all kinds of room in the flat.
A little bit of a lack of coordination between him and the quarterback, because both of them should have seen that room that was available, that space. Stop your route a little bit shorter, put it on him, and let him turn and get upfield.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Play action, now it's Lance. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
It's a play fake. Here's Willis. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Okay, break.
Willis will look to throw it. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Touchdown, Saints! T.J. Hockenson, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are an extra point away from evening this one up. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. A quick throw caught by Evans out wide. Room here to run. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big play there for Minnesota. 43 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
Taken down at the 30.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Myers' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The Saints had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Having someone like T.J. Hockenson as your starting tight end makes you feel good as an organization because he finds ways to get open and gives his quarterback a reliable safety net over the middle or even to the edges. Case in point there, that play for a first down.
To the air on first down, here's Willis. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Willis's throw taken in by Hockenson here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Now a play fake. Lance. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Well, for Trey Lance, not only was he the youngest quarterback in the 2021 draft class, but many say he had the strongest arm, too, and he showed it off here. Inside give to Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And Lance now to throw. Forced out to his left. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit.
Willis throws another interception, his 3rd of the game.
So his struggles just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Ezekiel Elliott. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 1st down, Willis. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Willis. This one completes Alec Pierce. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
We all knew how talented an athlete Malik Willis was coming out of Liberty, but lost in his running ability. but simply how powerful an arm he has as well. There's not a throw in the playbook he doesn't have the strength to make. It's all about how well he can place those throws. Between that arm and his legs, his ceiling, easily one of the top ones in the league.
First and 10, Willis.
Caught left side, Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Ready.
Willis will look to throw on first down.
Finding Williams once more, complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that, that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
To throw, it's Lance.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Ultra. Go ultra.
Lance looking to throw it.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Meanwhile, Willis' throw caught by Pierce.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
On 1st down, Willis.
He's going to wind up and air it out.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
But whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Willis to throw once more.
He's going to let this go end zone for Hilton. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but, man, this defense, they have been ball-hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of the...
That's caught inside the 20. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go, and of course they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 34. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
Taken in at the 3.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little...
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Lance. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Here we go.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
The Lance going to throw.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. That has to feel like a very unsatisfying drive, right? You move the ball all that way, and then you can't convert on 3rd down.
But it was satisfying up until that point. Almost like a great movie, and then the film cuts out before the big ending.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Ready, ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now. Williams loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Trey McBride, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Myers connects on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Williams going to get it again on second down. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Willis on 3rd down.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And some room to roam now. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
19 tight, 19 tight. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
To the air on 1st down. Here's Willis.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Willis.
And my goodness, another interception. He's at the 40, 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has now allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
On third down, it's Willis. This one swung out to Williams. Finding room at midfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Willis under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to kick it away. This is brought in at the 21. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know, they're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
On play action, Lance.
Looking deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, that has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Here's Lance.
He'll take a shot for the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great, too.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks like.
The Saints on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Third down, it's Willis. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up.
A truly all-around great effort against the pass today. First an interception, now getting to the quarterback for the first time in this contest. I think offensively, they just forgot to prepare for him or simply overlooked him in getting ready for this one. Either way, a big mistake, and he's making them pay for it.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
He completes it to Evans. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Mike Evans with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Vikings continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Come on.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Shaquille Leonard
able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Let's go now.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here's Willis, 3rd and long. Open man is Duvernay.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. .46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result, this is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Yeah, he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
Let's go, charge.
Again, it's Elliott. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one's pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things.
And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
The Yetur Gross Matos there to bring him down.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Out of the pistol, here's Williams. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes, and boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Lance now on 1st down.
Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Ready, ready. Let's go.
And they take a knee.
Ready?
And they will take a knee here.
Ready.
The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
Ready.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so